Have you ever wondered how the concept of beauty and the use of makeup has evolved through the centuries? Let's take a leap back in time and explore the origins of cosmetics in the ancient world. Our journey begins in the sun-drenched lands of ancient Egypt, where the art of makeup was not just for aesthetics, but also held deep spiritual and protective significance. The Egyptians were pioneers in the beauty industry, creating concoctions from locally sourced materials to enhance their features. One of their most iconic beauty tools was kohl, a dark powder created from ground minerals. This was used as eyeliner, giving their eyes a dramatic, almond-shaped appearance. But it wasn't just about style. Kohl also served a practical purpose, shielding their eyes from the harsh desert sun and warding off evil spirits. From the banks of the Nile, let's journey to the marble cities of ancient Greece. The Greeks had their own unique beauty ideals and methods to achieve them. A pale, smooth complexion was highly prized, representing a life of leisure away from the sun-soaked fields. To achieve this, Greek women would apply a base of white lead. Yes, you heard it right, lead. Despite the risks, the allure of beauty was too potent to resist. Lips and cheeks were given a rosy glow using crushed berries, and eyebrows were darkened with soot or antimony. The Greeks, like the Egyptians, used makeup not only for aesthetic purposes, but also to express social status and even moral virtue. The ancient world was a place where beauty was highly valued, and people were incredibly innovative in their methods to enhance their appearance. From kohl-lined eyes in Egypt to lead-painted faces in Greece, the use of cosmetics has a rich and varied history. As we delve deeper into the history of makeup, we'll discover that these ancient practices laid the foundation for the beauty trends and cosmetics industry we know today. It's fascinating to see how the ancients valued beauty and used innovative ways to enhance their appearances. As we move into the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, the perception of beauty and the use of makeup took a different turn. During the Middle Ages, the Church held significant sway over societal norms, including the use of makeup. The Church viewed makeup as deceitful vanity, leading many women to adopt a more natural look. It was a time when the idea of inner beauty was held in high regard, and a woman's virtue was often associated with her physical appearance. Makeup was deemed unnecessary and even sinful, leading to its decreased usage. However, this didn't mean that women entirely gave up on enhancing their features. They found subtle ways to use natural ingredients to improve their complexion, highlight their eyes, and color their lips. For instance, they used crushed berries for a hint of color on their lips and cheeks, and egg whites to create a glossy sheen on their skin, giving the illusion of a flawless complexion. As we transition into the Renaissance period, societal views on beauty began to shift. Pale skin became the epitome of beauty and a sign of wealth, as it implied that one did not have to labor outdoors. To achieve this, women resorted to various methods, some of which were quite dangerous. They used mixtures of white lead and vinegar to lighten their skin, a practice that often led to severe health complications due to lead poisoning. The focus on external beauty became more prevalent during the Renaissance. Women sought to emulate the ideal beauty standards depicted in paintings and sculptures, leading to the increased usage of makeup. However, the Church's influence endured, with makeup usage remaining a contentious issue. The Middle Ages and the Renaissance were periods of stark contrast in the history of makeup, with the Church's influence and the pursuit of an ideal beauty standard. While the Middle Ages saw a decline in the use of makeup, the Renaissance brought it back into the limelight, albeit in a different way, setting the stage for the future evolution of makeup. The 18th and 19th century saw some significant changes in the world of cosmetics. The 18th century was a time of opulence and extravagance, and this was reflected in the makeup trends of the era. Women painted their faces with a white lead-based makeup called Venetian cerusse to achieve a pale, porcelain-like complexion. This coveted look, however, came with a high price. The lead in the makeup caused serious health problems, including skin damage, hair loss, and in severe cases, even death. Indeed, the harmful effects of these beauty practices were not lost on the women of the time. Many were aware of the risks but chose to continue using these products, valuing beauty and societal expectations over personal health. It's a stark reminder of the lengths people have gone to throughout history to conform to beauty standards. As we transition into the 19th century, we see a dramatic shift in attitudes towards makeup. The Victorian era, named after Queen Victoria of England, was a time of modesty and restraint. The use of makeup was frowned upon and considered vulgar. Ladies who used cosmetics were often associated with low morals and questionable character. This societal disapproval led to a more natural look. Women sought to enhance their beauty subtly. They used homemade beauty products like beetroot to stain their lips and egg whites to give their skin a fresh, dewy look. Pale skin was still in vogue, but women achieved this by avoiding the sun rather than using harmful lead-based products. Interestingly, the use of makeup was not entirely abandoned. Women continued to use products discreetly, keeping their beauty routines a closely guarded secret. It's fascinating how societal norms and expectations can shape our beauty practices, isn't it? The health risks and societal norms of these centuries greatly influenced the use and perception of makeup. Despite the many changes and challenges, the desire to enhance one's beauty remained a constant throughout these transformative centuries. Entering the 20th century, makeup started to regain its popularity and came with a bang. As the glittering lights of the Roaring '20s illuminated the world, the rise of Hollywood began to shape beauty standards. Silver screen sirens like Greta Garbo and Clara Bow popularized thin, arched eyebrows and dramatic mascara, bringing a new allure to the art of makeup. During this era, Max Factor and Elizabeth Arden, the pioneers of modern cosmetics, introduced an array of products that further fueled the makeup craze. However, the world wars brought about a stark transition. With men away at battlefields, women stepped into the workforce and their makeup reflected this change. Red lipstick became a symbol of resilience, and compact powder was an essential in every woman's bag. It was a period of subtle defiance where makeup served as a morale booster amidst the grim realities of war. As the smoke cleared, the post-war era saw the rise of the television, and with it, new beauty icons. Stars like Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn showcased bold, glamorous looks that defined the 50s and 60s. By the 70s, a shift toward a more natural, free-spirited style reflected the era's social and political changes. The late 20th century witnessed an explosion in the beauty industry. Brands like MAC and Estee Lauder stormed the market, and makeup became more than just a beauty enhancer. It became a form of self-expression. Fast forward to the 21st century, the digital era has democratized makeup like never before. With the rise of beauty influencers and YouTube tutorials, anyone can be a makeup artist. Moreover, the industry has become more inclusive, catering to all skin tones and genders. Makeup is no longer just a tool to conform to societal standards, but is used to challenge them. It has become a medium of empowerment, a way to express individuality and creativity. From taboo to a tool of self-expression, the journey of makeup in the 20th century has been revolutionary. Looking back at the history of makeup, it's intriguing to see how the perception of beauty and the use of cosmetics has evolved. From the ancient beginnings, makeup has always been an integral part of societies. In Egypt, both men and women used cosmetics not just for beautification, but also as a form of protection against harsh elements. Kohl-lined eyes, for instance, were a common sight, not just as a fashion statement, but as a shield against the glaring sun. Then came the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, a time when societal norms and religious beliefs heavily influenced the perception and use of makeup. Beauty was seen as a reflection of the soul, and excessive use of cosmetics was frowned upon. It was a time when pale skin was revered, symbolizing status and nobility, while red lips and cheeks were often associated with questionable morals. As we moved into the 18th and 19th centuries, makeup saw a resurgence. It was a time of powder and paint, of porcelain skin and rosy cheeks, but it was also a time of dangerous beauty practices, with lead-based powders and mercury-infused treatments. It was not until the late 19th century that the tide began to turn, with the advent of safer beauty products and the rise of beauty standards that celebrated natural beauty. Then came the 20th century, a time of great change and evolution in the world of cosmetics. From the flapper style of the Roaring '20s, with its bold lips and heavily kohled eyes, to the minimalist look of the '90s, each decade had its signature style, reflecting societal changes and the evolving ideals of beauty. Today, in the modern era, makeup is more than just a tool for beautification. It's a form of self-expression, a way to enhance our natural beauty, and a means to challenge societal norms. It's a testament to our evolving perceptions of beauty and the power of individuality. From ancient civilizations to modern times, makeup has been a constant companion in our pursuit of beauty and self-expression.